Welcome to the Northwest Iowa Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Aaron Hayenga. To the left of me, we have Riley Viss. To the right of me, we have Blake Parks. And we are done with the night of first round. We went to, first off, the Boyden Hall Sibley cheating game. And that game it started out, looked like Sibley was going to get some momentum. But as it turns out, Boyden Hall was Boyden Hall again.
Well, I mean, then towards halftime, they ended up getting a little bit more momentum towards them. And then, after that, kind of just with Boyden Hall.
And Sibley was making a little run afterwards, but it was Sibley versus Boyden Hall, exactly what everyone expected. And then we went over to Rock Valley versus Western Christian. We'll get into that because that deserves its own place in this podcast.
And we will also be releasing a video that we captured there.
And it was insane.
That will be on the podcast.
And then lastly, we just decided, hey, GLR started at 8. Let's watch the George Little Rock game. And so we went to see George Little Rock absolutely destroy MMCRU by 43 points. So let's start off with Class 1A District 1 and the recap of that. So, turns out we had St. Mary's Remsen versus Westwood Sloan, and St. Mary's Remsen took that one 59-31. Big blowout, but not really the type we were expecting. So, after seeing that score, we don't really have a lot of stats with us right now because it's right after, but what do you think was happening in that game?
Looks normal. I didn't expect anything from Westwood. I mean, coming off of a big win over Whiting. Whiting's just horrible this year, but looks like a normal score to me.
Yeah, not much to it.
Yeah. And then we had a Kingsley Pearson versus Akron Westfield at Lon Bronson. That one does not have a score yet, so if anyone out there would like to shout us out.
Wait, what? Which game?
Kingsley Pearson versus Akron Westfield.
Oh, it's 72-61. Kingsley won. I have all the scores here except for the Lawton game.
Okay. So Kingsley Pearson won?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By 9 or 11.
That was kind of a close game. I mean, it definitely doesn't sound like it was a super big blowout.
It looks like a fun game to be at, actually.
Yeah.
Those higher scoring, closer games. Looks like a fun game.
Yeah, it's again not really much to it. Kingsley Pearson, Akron Westfield. But yeah, that's how that went. So then we move down to Galen Catholic versus Siouxland Christian. Looks like Galen Catholic took that one 61-45. How do you feel about that game?
Not really big surprise. We all expected Galen to win, and in the end, they kind of handled their business.
Yeah, Class 1A District 1, not showing us a lot of excitement with all these 15-point games. But yeah. Then we have Lawton Bronson versus Woodbury Central at Lawton Bronson. That was an 8 o'clock game. And Lawton Bronson took that one 62-47.
Do we know that they won?
Yeah.
Final score 62-47, but do we know that they won?
Well, I'm going to guess the first number is the top team. So Lawton Bronson took that one 67.
We think that
62.
They won.
Yeah.
We'll put it that way.
If we were wrong, we will definitely update you on that, but it's looking like Lawton Bronson took that one.
That's the only game that we're not 100% sure about. The rest of the games are either postponed or
will be played tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. So, let's move to the more exciting Class 1A district, which is District 2. So, starting off with these thrillers, we have George Little Rock versus MMCRU. George Little Rock took that one 85-42. We were at the fourth quarter of that one. We got in just in time for all the subs to come in. And GLR subs looks like they were taking out MMCRU's starters, so that's exactly what I was expecting. George Little Rock just absolutely demolished MMCRU. And we actually saw a Snapchat video. Shout out to my boy Joe Anderson.
And we'll put this on. We'll put this in the video.
Mm-hmm.
With podcast.
Just a random alley-oop from I don't know who it was. He just showed the dunk of Lucas Nagel off an alley-oop. And yeah, that's basically tells the story of that game. So anything else to add?
No surprise at all.
The crowd was kind of surprised. I don't know why so many people showed up.
Because we like to support our George Little Rock Mustangs. Next game, we have Hartley Melvin Sanborn versus Trinity Christian. And Trinity Christian took that one. What's the score again?
44-36.
44-36.
This is probably the tied for first for the best game in this entire district for the first round. I guess it's gonna be the best game until the George South O'Brien game, which we all know that's gonna happen. But the next best game would be the GTRA versus Central Line, because they're both about the same team. I mean, the game was postponed, so I believe we're going to that tomorrow, right?
Absolutely.
Perfect.
We're heading down to Paulina.
But no, Trinity lost at home to HMS by 1. Then they won in overtime at the buzzer by 1 over HMS at HMS. And now they finally handled it at a neutral site, and they handled it by 8. It looks like Trinity's a better team there. And honestly, they ain't going to beat George, but I think it's going to be a 15-point final. Maybe more. Depends how George comes out.
But you know what? I'm pretty happy for Trinity right now. I mean,
Same here.
that team's been through a lot of they haven't been very
A
successful.
lot of rebuilding since they've opened.
And
not many kids out on the program that really want to put their heart into the game. And now I know a lot of kids on that team. Shout out to Boyd Ball. They might be joining us this year. But I know a lot of kids on that team. They come into Subway a lot, and they got their hearts in the playoffs.
Especially, you know what? Like, your school's in Hull. You're competing with Boynton Hall. You're competing with Western Christian.
You're easily the third worst. You're easily the third best team in the town. Easily.
Though you know what? 2 of the 3 Hull teams are still left in the tournament, and one of them is Trinity, so that's something they can hang their hat on.
I thought you were going to say Western. I was like, what? Oh, man, that's great.
No, we'll get into that game later, Riley.
And then we have South. Oh, that game hasn't happened.
That game's played tomorrow.
This bottom part of the bracket has not been played yet. We will see that half tomorrow night.
Should be exciting.
So, moving on from 1A, we have Class 2A District 1, where our first game we have Boyden Hall versus Sibley Cheaton, and Boyden Hall took that one 68-53. We were at the first half of that game, and my takeaways from it is that Boyden Hall was scaring me a little bit right away. Right away, Sibley Cheaton got out to a 5-0 run, and then they had a pretty good defensive stop, and then Boyden Hall just went off after that. It's like we saw Boyden Hall click back to their old ways after like the first 3 minutes of that game.
The first little bit, they like, oh, it's just Sibley, and we're probably the best team in this district, and so we'll just come out play our game, and it didn't look like that right away until maybe late first quarter, and then second quarter they finally got back to themselves, and then towards halftime they kind of laid back a little bit, but after halftime it looked like they were just themselves playing their brand of basketball again.
Exactly what it looks like. Boyden Hall is probably probably no doubt the best team in this district. It's just the fact that what is their mentality heading into games? Is it this is a weaker team, we'll beat them, or is it we got to go out and play our heart out?
Now that you said that, Francis coming to games, that's not the mentality that he puts in their head. It could be in their heads, but no, Francis says this is another game. They're gonna come out. Francis knew that they're gonna come out swinging. I mean, it's Sibley. They want to win, and it's a playoff game. Every team's gonna come out swinging. So my guess is Francis pounded it in their head that who doesn't want to beat Boyden Hall in the Siouxland? Like, seriously, who doesn't? Especially with being the Siouxland Conference champion in the playoffs. Think about that. Your girlfriend would be happy if you beat them.
That's true. So yeah, Boyden Hall handed Sibley Cheaton their final loss of the season, 68-53, in a game that they didn't really need to put much into at the end. So, moving on from that game, we have Sioux Center versus Unity Christian Orange City, and Sioux Center took that one 60-50. That game we were keeping a close eye on, and it was really close at halftime, but it just looked like Sioux Center pulled away, and they got the dub.
Looked like a fun game to be at, though. Looked intense. As we were looking at the scores, it looked like a fun game to be at.
Yeah, it was either between that game or the Western game that we were going to go to, and I'm glad we chose the Western game.
For sure.
I know we thought about splitting up for a little bit, but we ended up sticking together.
And that was a good choice.
Oh yeah.
So, looking at Class 2A District 2, no games were played. They will be
tomorrow.
played tomorrow. And then we move on to Class 2A District 15. Same thing. All games postponed to tomorrow.
Must be some heavy snow drifts over there.
Yes. Now we have Class 2A District 16. Starting off with the West. Nope, let's save that one for last. Starting off with West Sioux versus Sheldon. And West Sioux handed Sheldon their final loss of the season, winning 63-47.
We kind of predicted this, but Sheldon kept it close until halftime, and then West Sioux just pounded them. They were up 20. No, it was close at the end of the first, but then at the half, West Sioux was up 20, and then looks like Sheldon started to edge back at a comeback, but we all knew that they weren't going to come back. But they still put their hearts into the game. They have a ton of seniors on the roster, and they just didn't want to go home. They didn't want to end their season that easy, so they clawed back, and obviously was not near enough.
Looking at these two teams, Sheldon, they're not really a big team. Last year they were a big team, but this year
they were so good last year.
they don't have that much size, and West Sioux has all the size in the world. So, like, you can look at size two different ways. You can see like Western, and they're all like 6'5", 6'6". They're tall, they're skinny, and then you see West Sioux, and they're not freakishly tall. They're probably like 6'2", 6'3".
Their average probably like 6'3".
But they got some girth to them.
Yeah,
they're some girthy boys.
Big kids.
Yeah, I don't know what they're feeding them over there. Probably the same thing that they're feeding West Lion, but
It looks like they got. I don't know. West Lion's more shredded. And
yeah, not this year.
Looks like West Sioux gives them some cheeseburgers and steroids, but more cheeseburgers. But with Sheldon, I just thought of it. Like I was thinking a little bit, and I feel like since they had such a great team last year, I feel like these kids that are playing now never played last year, so they don't got the experience. And it's hard to come out with no experience and take over the Siouxland. He ain't doing that.
So this last game.
We'll put the clip right here.
Just wait for it. We'll put the clip.
We're back.
And we're back. That was, oh my goodness.
One heck of a game to be at.
I've been to party games where it goes that close, but oh my goodness. That was, I can't even put into words how amazing that was. That was Western Christian getting not destroyed, but getting beaten at the last second.
It was kind of a strange game. It was 4-4 at the end of the first.
Then it was 17-10 at half.
Oh yeah. So Western Christian ended up handing Rock Valley the loss
last year.
34-32.
What?
That's the right score, right?
You said Western.
You just said Western.
No, sorry.
Rock Valley handed Western the final loss of the year
to Rock Valley
at the buzzer.
Dude, you guys, guess what? Trinity's still in it, but Western's not.
So we can now say that Western Christian is the worst basketball team in the town of Hall.
But you know what we're gonna hear after this? You know what all Western fans are gonna say, and all Western players?
Who's the refs?
No. Watch. We're better than Boyne Hall. You guys just won't know because we didn't play you guys. They said that for football when we beat them by 41 year at the beginning of the year, and then at the end of the year in the playoffs, they were like, "Oh, we would have beat you guys because we're much better than what we were at the beginning." That was Tyson Coleman's senior year.
We're supposed to get better during the season, so.
Yeah, but like they won the 1A, and then we lost them the 2A before the championship, and they were getting all cocky saying that they'd destroy us, but like.
They've only beaten us like maybe once or twice since we've started playing them.
1A football is for pussies. 2A football is for pussies. We played 3A. Try that. Try beating Sergeant Bluff. Try beating Heelan. Try beating all those 3A teams where the smallest player looks like you. But anyways, Western lost. Yay!
We have Boyden Hall grad over here, and
Very happy Rock Valley alumni right here.
I'm not even a part of this whole love triangle, but I'm happy.
Anybody that sees Western lose is happy.
So we definitely can go home happy saying that Western's not going to state. They're not even headed to the district championship.
We should actually look up stats on that and see if that's like the first time in how long.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
I wonder how long it's been.
Especially after Rock Valley losing in the district championship last year against Western, getting the revenge this year.
But let me get this straight. If I'm Trinity, I'm going home saying
we're better than Western.
We're better than Western.
We're in it, and Western's not. Holy crap.
Okay, how's Western going to say that they're the best team in the state when they're not even the best Christian school in the city of Paul? Town. In the town of Paul, that's even worse.
You're right.
Oh boy.
I think Hall Protestant's better than them.
Okay, enough with the Western trash talk. I think
we'll leave them alone, I guess.
We'll give them time to.
We'll give them maybe a day to recruit.
All right, if you're a Western fan, don't watch this podcast until like another month. Then you can watch it, and then you'll probably still cry, but like get over it.
It's just a game.
Yeah, it's just a game.
It's not your life.
Oh, then we also had a Western fan say, "Oh, wow, Western actually lost. Congratulations, you beat the worst Western team in 20 years."
Okay, but it's a Western team. You guys are recruiting people from Sioux Falls, Sioux City.
Where's Mading from? Like overseas? You recruit from overseas, you guys? Come on. Should run it all.
They had like maybe 5 inches tops on our tallest player, maybe.
That's insane. But yeah, that's.
And then yet the best 2 players on that team are probably like what 6'6", 6'7", and they had 5'10" people guarding them, and they look like they're shutting them down quite nice towards the end of the game.
I mean, kind of helped Rock Valley with their 4 corners.
Dribble the heck out of that ball and pass.
That probably took 3 minutes off the clock right there.
A total.
I mean, if you're not gonna guard them, why shoot?
So what are the matchups we got now?
Are we doing matchups in this video or the next video?
We're just gonna
power through it.
No, we're just gonna see what the matchups actually are. Just
give then we're gonna make another video.
We'll predict next video.
Or not?
We'll do that once we have all the games done because we don't have all the games done right now.
You're right.
We gotta wait we're just tomorrow.
Goodness gracious!
We're just taking a look to see what the matchups actually are. So we have Boyden Hall versus Sioux Center. That one should be a really good.
Let's just start with 1A.
1A. I don't think 1A has any full matchups right now. Oh yeah, they do. We got Galen Catholic versus Lawton Bronson. And then
you got St. Mary's versus Kingsley Pearson.
Oh, that's true. I keep forgetting that score's not up right there. So yeah, there's one.
That's all updated stats.
District 2, we have George Little Rock.
Wait, let's head back to District 1. What's the best game there?
Ooh,
what's the best game there?
We got
let's talk about it just a little bit. So we got a number 20 Remsen versus the number 50 Kingsley. That's the updated standings. Obviously, we can see Remsen coming out of that one.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Lamar's Galen and Lawton Bronson game will probably be the best game of this.
That's 25 versus 38.
I feel like it'll be a very close game.
That one should actually be a pretty good game.
We'll predict it tomorrow night. So stay tuned. When you're watching this, we probably have another video out. So those are those games in District 1.
We got District 2. We have George Little Rock versus Trinity Christian. And the other games haven't been played yet. So, obviously, so far, that's the best game in District 2.
For sure.
And then, Class 2A, District 1, we have Boyden Hall versus Sioux Center. That one should be a really good one. They played 2 times already. And Class 2A, District 2 hasn't been played yet. Class 2A, District 15 hasn't been played yet. And then we have Class 2A, District 16, where we have West Sioux taking on Rock Valley. That one
might be a very physical game.
Yeah, we have...
It's going to be a football game.
Basically, because West Sioux, did they win class? Was it 1A?
Yeah.
Yep, they
They-
won the championship.
They won Class 1A football.
No, they were runner-ups, weren't they?
No, they won.
I thought they lost.
They won this year.
BHRV ended up
Oh, yeah,
losing
Rock
to
Valley
PCM
lost.
Monroe, 28-7.
Rock Valley lost in the championship for
Yeah.
football.
So
Rock Valley did.
And they both played each other.
Rock Valley
They
lost.
both played each other. I think maybe the second week of the
First,
year
it
too.
was the first
Oh,
week 'cause
first
we didn't play
week.
Western. Because we
Oh,
beat the
that's
shit
right.
out of them too. Yeah, put that.
We ended up demolishing them, but it's okay.
So yeah, we got on. Was that? Oh, was that all on the 21st?
1A is
Oh.
on the 19th.
And the
2A
rest
is on the 19th. It's on the 19th. What are you talking
is
about?
on that. Okay, never mind. So all these games are on the 19th. We have a few basketball games and a football game to watch. So
What game do you think? Or should we go? Let's go over the surprises. What game surprised you the most in District 1 out of these 4 games? What would you say surprised you the
Boy.
most? I would say, I don't even know. They're all pretty normal to me, but the biggest surprise,
maybe the Kingsley Pearson one.
I would say that Lawton Bronson kept up, or that Siouxland Christian only lost by 16. That's my biggest surprise, personally. Just because I think Lamar's Galen is a lot better than Siouxland. They just look sluggish out there, I guess.
That could be.
What's yours, Aaron?
I thought. What was the score of the Akron Westfield Kingsley Pearson?
72-61, an 11-point.
See, I was expecting Akron Westfield to lose by like 25, 30.
Really?
Yeah, I thought they.
No,
That was probably the most evenly matched game in the district. Because didn't Akron only lose by a couple the first time they played?
I don't remember. They have played before. But let's move on to district. Or what was yours, Blake? What was your biggest surprise? Or is it all pretty?
Well, pretty the same, but I
Yeah.
guess I can see where you come from for the Siouxland Christian game.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't go to the game. You guys watched Lamar's Galen, but I feel like Siouxland Christian isn't as good as a 16-point loss to Lamar's Galen.
Lamar's Galen looks like a team that's good, but it looks like they're definitely gonna choke. Like
They might struggle under the pressure.
Yeah.
And then we got.
District 2, we got 2 games. Biggest surprise was probably.
I'm gonna say Trinity.
I wasn't surprised by that at all. I'm surprised that neither one of them are surprises, I guess.
We'll have to wait for the last 2 games, see if those are surprises.
I guess maybe just Trinity over HMS for that one, just because it was so evenly matched. It was anyone's game.
Yeah. And then Boyne Hall and Sibley. I have Boji written in here because I had them predicted.
Mm-hmm.
Or Sioux Center and Unity.
I mean, I guess the first part of the Boyne Hall game, I guess, surprised me a little bit. And then looking to see they're only winning by 9 in the fourth quarter surprised me. But I thought the Sioux Center Unity game would have been like maybe more within like maybe 5 points or a couple points instead of 10. I guess it was both evenly matched again.
I was thinking Sioux Center would probably take Unity by like 2 or 3.
Yeah. The Boyne Hall game did not surprise me. I knew that Sibley was going to come out wanting this a lot more than Boyne Hall did. But then Boyne Hall went into halftime. They realized, holy crap, Sibley wants us more than we do. So either we go out there and want it more than they do, or Sibley's moving on, and we're not. So Sioux Center and Unity thought it'd be within 5. 10-point game isn't bad, but just thought it'd be within 5.
All right, then we got no games there, and
West Sioux and Sheldon, and then Rock Valley and Western.
Rock Valley Western. That's not even a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, for sure.
Especially, it was very surprising only knowing it was 4-4 at the end of the first.
I guess it wasn't Rock Valley winning that like super.
I
knew Rock Valley had a shot. I knew Rock
for
Valley had a
sure.
shot, but the fact that it was such a low scoring game and the buzzer beater that was part that surprised me.
The lowest scoring game is what really surprised me. I figured it'd be.
I thought maybe it'd be like maybe with
40s
in the
50s, is what
high 40s, low 50s maybe.
But low 30s.
Defensive game.
Exactly.
It'd been. See, on games like that, they look like they're boring, But between those two teams, two caliber teams that could go to state this year, that would be one heck of a game to watch because both crowds were into it. It was loud.
And after tonight's game, we can see it happening. No guarantees that it will, but our three alma maters, high school alma maters, Boyden Hall, George Little Rock, Rock Valley. It's a possibility we could all be headed to state.
Let's take a quick look at our.
Hold on one second. And we could possibly see Boyden Hall and Rock Valley playing each other at state.
It'd be bringing back the Boyden Hall George.
That would I think
you don't see two Siouxland teams play each other at state no more.
I feel like that would bring like almost all of Northwest Iowa.
I mean, yeah, because Riley and I were young bucks at this game, but 2008.
We were there.
Yeah, we were both there. 2008, Wells Fargo Arena, state semifinals, George Little Rock versus Boyden Hall, and that type of game, the entire Northwest Iowa was there.
For sure.
And of course, it's going to end on a thriller with Tyler Starr. I forgot who he screamed, but that guy fell straight to the ground. And Trent Fiedler just pulled up for a three, sent us to overtime, and then we took it in overtime.
Yeah, I remember that game. But let's quickly, right before we end this, let's quickly take a look at what team, all three of our teams, and how we can make it to state. George, they at Trinity. At George, though, they play at 8. And then, for the most part, they're probably going to win that game. I mean, it's going to be rough. It's going to be a little bit more of a tougher game because Trinity can shoot the ball. They're not more of a physical team, but they can still shoot.
And then we'll probably have to end up taking South O'Brien.
O'Brien.
That's going to be our toughest challenge on the way to state.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, Remsen St. Mary's and Lamar Scanlon Catholic, they're good, but they don't really got the size and the athleticism that George and South O'Brien have.
Yeah, we look at District 1 and we think, okay, yeah, they're good, but they're not really...
They're good in their district. They're just not good in their state, in their class.
There's, like, levels to this. You're, like, elite level, like George Little Rock, like South O'Brien.
Yeah.
And then you're good, like St. Mary's, Galen Catholic.
You're supposed to win your games that you're supposed to win, but, like, once you come up against a team that you're supposed to lose, you're not going to win. Exactly. George, South O'Brien, they can win games that they're not supposed to win.
I'm gonna make one comment.
Let's hear it.
You said that they don't have the size or the athletic ability.
Yeah.
The athletic ability I feel like is true, but I don't feel like size always matters. Like we saw tonight at the Rock Valley Western game. Western had their height advantage, but the athletic ability and toughness is what kind of helped Rock Valley win that game.
Yeah, we went to the Lamars and South O'Brien, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Lamar's team, they got size. They got a couple people that have some height. They're just not athletic. Like, they aren't going to dive on the floor for a ball, but George and South O'Brien are going to freaking jump through you to get that ball.
Exactly.
But Lamar's and Remsen, what I meant, I suppose it probably did come out wrong, but what I meant is these guys don't have the heart in basketball like South O'Brien and George do. From what we saw, at least. I mean, they want to win, but, like, they're not going to, like, risk and they're not going to throw their body into, like, a possible injury just to win.
Like, if I'm looking at GLR's path this day, we got pretty easy win. South O'Brien, dogfight. If we win that, probably St. Mary's. Not an easy win, but it's a pretty safe win.
It's a should win, but wouldn't be surprised if it was a loss.
Anything can happen in the playoffs.
Anything is possible.
So, how does Boyden Hall get to state? Well, they already beat Sibley Cheaton. And then they got to
play the tough
center.
That's going to be a great game.
And then they got Pocahontas area is who I'm saying is going to advance, or Forest City. Actually, District 2, it's so wide open. Yeah. The two games that were supposed to be played tonight that are not being played, I believe, tomorrow night. We're not 100% sure when these games are being played. We're guessing tomorrow night. But all the games are... The first game was a 3-point game, and that's a 1 seed. And the second game was an 8-point game. So, I mean, it's wide open. All 4 teams have a chance.
Right now, Boyden Hall is 2 wins away from state.
Obviously, if they beat Sioux Center, they're basically in. They just can't come out sluggish against this district.
Like they did against Dogoboji. They can't have games like that anymore.
They gotta come out. They gotta be running all over that damn floor.
Like Sioux Center.
Like Sibley did.
Sioux Center is going to be a dogfight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then after that, they have a not necessarily easy, but a should-win game.
Yeah.
And then Rock Valley, they probably have the toughest road.
They easily have the toughest road.
Yes.
I mean,
having to go through Western and West Sioux, that's probably.
And they had a playing game too against Sinton. That really wasn't that. They had an easy game, and then Western. That's a dogfight. Then you got West Sioux. That's going to be a dogfight, and if they win that,
that's gonna be so
they're going to have to play. This one's wide open too, but I'd say out of these teams, it should be a should-win game for Rock Valley.
Yeah.
District 15.
District 15. It's looking like ESAC or Alta. OABCIG. They're the one seed in the district, but looking at their stats, they actually lost to ESAC. I don't know how they're ranked.
Don't diss my pick. I believe in them.
No, you don't. You have OBCIG.
Yeah, I do. I believe in them.
District.
Yes.
I have Alta Aurelia winning that.
ESAC and Alta are easily. We talked about this. They're ranked higher, and they both.
You don't know the heart of OABCIG.
They have better quality wins.
You know what?
Just because you have more towns doesn't mean you're.
They have more quality wins, and one team beat OBCI, whatever the heck your name is. Nobody cares, anyways. You're not going this way.
Hey, you kind of sound like the people who are saying there is no way LeBron
I'm
can come back
Stephen A.
from 3-1
Smith, okay?
Hey!
The white version.
You're speaking blasphemy right now. I can't believe the words that came out of your mouth.
Should we act more like Stephen A. Smith, or should we just keep chilling? You guys let us know in the comments.
I mean, I can go either way, so. But yeah, that was our games tonight.
It was just a great day of basketball.
It was a great day of basketball.
If you've made it this far, we're changing up our videos after this. We're going to edit more and put more time and heart into our videos for you guys, so you guys enjoy it more. And from now on, even in this video, look in the description below for where or what time of the video we talk about certain things. So, like in this video, we're going to be putting 1A District 1 starts now, and then we'll put the time, and then we'll put 1A District 2, and so forth. So, we'll be helping you guys out more so you don't have to watch the whole podcast, but just so you can come here, you can watch what you want, and then you can go on your way. Or you can watch the whole thing.
And then you can also leave a comment if there's something you might want to see changed, or if you want us to maybe go more in depth, or maybe talk about if we're not talking about it.
And if you don't feel comfortable commenting on any social media thing, just send us a message so your name doesn't get out there. But just send us a message, and we will answer you as soon as possible. The Instagram, do you have to log into that one each time?
I don't think so.
All right, the Instagram will be the easiest for us to answer back, or YouTube. But the Snapchat one, we only log in at certain times. You can still message us there, but we won't answer.
I'll try and log into it more just in case anybody has any questions.
Yep.
Or if you just want to comment on something, I'll try and get back to you.
I check it once a day, and if not once a day, it's every other day. So
I check it maybe like 2-3 times a day just in case.
So we'll get back to you.
Yeah, guys, just let us know if there's something we can do better, what you would want. Because really our main goal is just, as long as we talk about Northwest Iowa basketball, and as long as we're making you guys happy with our podcast, that's basically all we need.
And also, would you guys like to see us talk about the whole state? Kind of get more broad with it? Or would you guys rather just stay at Northwest Iowa? Obviously, when we get bigger and more people know about us, like this next round, we're going to be talking about every single matchup. Like for 2A, it'll be easier. So our next video, we'll be talking about every single 2A matchup, just because it's district championship. So we only got 16 matchups to look at. Mm-hmm. So it's easier. So we can kind of talk about that. And then for 1A, we'll be talking about the district championships, every single district, and every single sub-state we'll also be talking about. And we will be keeping up to date with the 3A entire District 1, just since it's Northwest Iowa. And we probably got fans from over there.
We got MLC people.
Ramon?
This was the Northwest Iowa Sports Podcast. We are in Hull, Iowa, and we're signing off. Have a great day and keep watching your teams.
Wonderful weekend.